YouTube, how you doing today? All right, so I have a really awesome project here for you today. We are doing the solar trailer. So this was brought to me from a customer of mine, really cool guy, and he's making a camper out of this trailer. So what we are going to be doing today is we're going to be adding a rack to the top in order to mount 4 solar panels, and then on this side we're going to be making another rack that you can imagine. Say hi to Mr. Mike.
Hey now.
We're going to be making another rack that comes out off of the top of the trailer, that comes out, and we're going to be mounting 1, 2, 3, 4 more solar panels. And this rack is going to actually fold in beside the side of the trailer, so when you drive down the road it's not sticking out and going to kill somebody. And it's going to also second as an awning, so when he parks it, one person, when we get done with this, one person will be able to very swiftly prop this thing up and lock it in, and it will function as an awning. So give you a little shade, give you a little power, and total of 8 solar panels. We're going with 2 different kinds of solar panels because he brought 2 and he's buying 4 from me. Or he brought 4 and he already has a charge controller and an inverter inside the trailer, which I'm going to show you in a minute. And he's also purchasing 4 panels from me. And as we know, you cannot mix different panels together because it's just bad juju. They won't work right. And plus his charge controller that he currently has cannot handle any more than the 4 panels we're putting on the roof. So we're going to be doing a separate charge controller directly to the battery with the 4 solar panels we're putting on the side, and have basically 2 systems charging the battery. So I'm going to be, don't stress, I'm going to be going through all of the wiring and all of that, how we do that later. But right now I want to show you how we're going to do the fabrication and how we're going to mount these things and what our plan is. So right now, the front here, you see that front rectangle tube that we mounted? The side of the trailer had this aluminum flashing going all the way around, and it was screwed all the way in many times. So what we did is I pulled all the screws out on the sides all the way down, and then I measured and cut my rectangle tubing to the exact length of the side of the trailer, and then I laid out exactly where the old existing screws were in the trailer. And since I removed them, we then took our rectangle tube and we put it, as you can see, he's polishing the other side, and this side is gonna have to be cleaned too. It's been raining and yada. But I marked exactly where the old holes were. I got longer screws and therefore went directly into the rectangle tubing with these longer and a little bit bigger screws in order to mount our rectangle tube all the way down on each side of the trailer. And what this is gonna function as is, this is what we're gonna build everything off of. So obviously we can't weld directly to the side of the trailer or anything. Nothing is actually strong enough. But there is structure up top and inside on the roof. So what we're gonna do is we put on this rectangle tubing on both sides. So now I'm actually able to weld directly onto it and build everything that we're gonna build off of it. So we're gonna put some uprights on here going up, and then we're gonna put some cross members going across the top, and we're gonna put our panels on that. And it's basically gonna be like a ladder rack. But if you look up top here, we've got a air conditioning unit. I don't know if you can see that, I hope so. So the goal is to get our rack up high enough for the solar panels to ride over top of that unit. And the 2 front panels, so you can imagine the way we're gonna be doing these panels. Here, let me show you this real quick. The way we're gonna be doing these panels on my handy dandy little drawing board here. So you can imagine this is the trailer. Forgive my artwork. You got wheels down here. Oh, and I'm left-handed. I don't even know what I'm doing. Hold on. Okay. I just was drawing with my right hand for some weird reason. Okay. Fenders, tires, yada. This is a top view. Okay, so we've got a huge unit, AC unit, that sits about 12 inches off the top of the roof. And then we've also got a little sunlight window right there. So anyway, what we've decided to do is we're going to do panels. Goodness gracious, what is that flying in my ear? Stop. Okay, so let's do a clean slate here. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna be doing our panels like this. We're gonna be doing one like this, one like this, and so on and so forth. And this way they're gonna fit almost perfectly. There's gonna be about, I think, 2 inches on each side of play after we put the panels on there. So they're almost the exact width of the trailer when you put 2 of them side by side. And the length is perfect as well. So that's how the top configuration is going to be. And then the side configuration on the awning is going to go, you can imagine that's our awning here. And we're going to have one, no, don't screw this up. Bam, we're going to have 4 just like that. So that's solar panel, solar panel, solar panel, solar panel. And then we're going to have, if this is where the trailer comes down, we're going to have, it's going to basically be like this. And then we're going to go with something bigger here to make it look like, and then we're going to, yep. So whenever this folds up, it's going to actually go like this, and this being the roof, it's going to go down like that, and this part is going to go up. So this part here is going to go up, and this part will go down, and it'll all fold up. And hopefully when I fabricate it, I'm going to make it all to where it sits on the outside and everything locks in gravy. But anyway, this is how our panels are going to do. So now from a side view, we're going to do our side view trailer here. Handy dandy little trailer. I keep saying handy dandy because of the who watched Blue's Clues? Leave a comment if you watched Blue's Clues when you were a kid. And the handy dandy notebook. I know you know what I'm talking about. Don't lie. So if you were a Blue's Clues fan like me, please leave a comment, and that would be awesome. Anyway, here's our trailer. I'm sorry, I'm doing a terrible job at holding this camera. But, okay, trailer. We got the side door, which is on the front. No, yeah, something like this. Okay, and there's our little latch. But anyway, the top is where we're going to be not just doing something flat, because that obviously probably would not work very well. Because it would be like a big wind tunnel going through here if we put the panels flat like this, and we don't want to do that. So what we're going to do is, the reason why we put the panels this way is because we're going to have a break in the panels. Realistically, it's going to be about right here. I obviously didn't draw it right, so that's not in the center, but you get what I'm saying. So we're going to have a panel here, and that would be this panel. And these 2 panels you can't see in this drawing, but we're going to be looking at these 2. This panel is what we're going to change. So what we're going to do is we're going to make this where it goes down at a slight slope like this. Oh, let me show you. God, I'm doing a terrible job at this camera. I'm sorry, guys. I'm in a hurry. It's about to rain. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these front panels, which is this one and this one, and we're going to be putting them on an angle like this. But we're not going to put them all the way down on the trailer here. We're going to leave a small gap so that way wind can get in there. Because if you don't know, you're about to know, solar panels are more efficient when they are cool. So if your panels are baking in the heat, yes, they're going to put out a lot of power, but if they're baking in the sun, but yet they're cold, they put out even more. They're more efficient that way. So we want that wind to get up underneath the front section of them panels and blow all through here and help cool off these panels when you're going down the road. But we don't want the wind hitting basically a brick wall. So we're not just going to put it up flat. We want to give it some kind of slope so that wind can, aerodynamics. You want the wind to, not have to work so hard to get around the top. You want that wind to kind of just float around like aerodynamics, like an airplane wing. So that's what we want. So that's why we're going to put these panels right here like this, and then the back panels are gonna go flat. You got me? And that's gonna also allow us to get over our unit. And as for the little window, hopefully with us leaving our little window right here, hopefully with us leaving this up, sunlight will still be able to allow some light to get in there to light up the trailer. But if it doesn't, no big deal. That's why we're generating electricity with the solar panels, so we can put in light bulbs. Oh, that's a beautiful light bulb. Beautiful light bulb. Look at that. I'm gonna put a little thingy. I'm literally looking through my camera to draw this, so forgive me. Let there be, oh wait, let there be light. On the first day God created the heaven and the earth, one of those days he created light. So we're gonna have light one of the first 7 days. 7th day he rested. You know what I'm saying. Anyway, this is the plan. So far, we have put our rectangle tube. It is 1 by 2 by 1/8 aluminum. Oh, sorry, couldn't spell aluminum there for a second. Rectangle tube. Voila. That's what we're using to build all of this. We're going to be doing some more things too. We're going to be adding a thing right here, so that way he can put his tank on the front for water. And then we're also on the opposite side, we're going to be doing, and this is the top of the trailer right here, we're going to be doing a water tank that sits here, and there's going to be a propane tank that sits here, and have a little box here, something of that nature. And the bumper of the truck is going to be able to go underneath it. But as you can imagine, this is his truck, and here's your trailer. I hope you love these drawings. If you do, leave a message in the comments and just tell me how fantastic my drawings are. But this is the plan. So hope you know what we're doing. We're about to get rained on. It's gonna come down, but that won't stop the show because we have our lovely little tent here. Anyway, so we've got our start. This is what we're gonna work off of. We're gonna weld right off of there to start fabricating our rack on the top. We will probably build our rack for the side. Mr. Mike, say hi again.
Hey now.
Very polite of you. Okay, so then we're gonna probably build our awning for the side out of aluminum rectangle tubing as well, and I'll probably build that on the table. Love these things. Yes, and I'm drinking a twisted tea. It is Saturday, so I can do that. I don't want to hear it. My customer's well aware I'm doing it on a Saturday. I warned him, so he wants it done. He actually lives out of this trailer. So back to what we were getting at with that. Let me go and get the keys, because this thing's locked down tighter than that. You know what? Okay, if I can get the keys open or out. There we go. Okay. All right, let's go look inside and see what we got so far. Mr. Mike, I need to get by you.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mike, that rings that has a good ring to it, Mr. Mike. Okay, let's see what we got in here. See if we can get some light on the action here. No, my camera's too dead. Oh well. Anyway, so what we have here is a Ames power, or Ames power, AIMS power, inverter. He had this installed by somebody else, unfortunately, so I didn't get to fool with this, but they didn't do a bad job. This is his charge controller for the panels that are going on the roof, and then we're going to be adding an additional charge controller here for the panels we're making the awning with. I don't know what that is. It's not even mounted though. That's some kind of on-off switch. This is his input 18 to 60 volt DC, output 12 volt DC. So this is his 12 volt voltage converter to run 12 volt appliances and lights and stuff. There's a fuse box for his 12 volt stuff. These wires are just a hot mess. I'm gonna have to clean all this up and get all this cleaned up, and I imagine this is his little light, and it's going to be a 12-volt light, which is the reason probably for the converter. He's got a breaker box right here that has one breaker in it. So the output from his inverter goes into the breaker box. Here, let's back this up. Maybe that'll help. Yep, goes into the breaker box here, and that is going to source his output AC power. Is going to be coming out of this breaker box, so everything is on a breaker as it should. The Ames power inverters, I've never used one, but they have a very good reputation as far as I know. And his battery. He's got a giant LiFePO 4 battery, 24 volt. Big metal heavy joker sitting right here on the floor. So this is going to be a lithium project. I know most of my other projects have been lead acid because I can't afford lithium. But my next few projects are actually going to be lithium. So kind of excited about that. And here's what I imagine comes with the inverter, but it's not even mounted to anything or something. So I'm probably gonna have to fabricate a box or something, like a picture frame or something, to put this in and put on the wall for him, because this is just like, what are they doing? Why is this just sitting here like this? Anyway, looks kind of half-assed, but I don't know who put this in, but he said he paid like $3,500 for everything. So they didn't even install the panels, they just gave him the panels. They installed the inverter and the charge controller and the fuse in the breaker box and hooked it all up to the battery, and that's it. That's all they did. They just left the wires obnoxious like this. I don't know why they did that. Anyway, not trying to bash anybody. Oh, check this out. He even got our fancy little connectors here, so that way when we hook up the panels, it's going to be a lot easier and I don't have to make up the connections. But the ones we're doing on the side, I will be soldering and doing, because I'm not buying that crap. We also here have a DC 6.5 to 1000 volt 100 amp current shunt. This is going to be our DC readout. So all of our solar power will run through this in order to see what kind of power we're getting out of our panels. So once we get everything hooked up, I will walk you guys through very clearly exactly how all of this is wired. I will draw you a diagram. I think I'm going to try and do all that, but I'm going to draw you a diagram, explain how all this is hooked up, and show you how he's making his new house. Here's his shower he's building. Pretty cool. And this is also a 12 volt water pump. And the water tank is going to be going on the front, which I'm about to show you. And this is going to pump his water for his shower. And I believe he's getting a hot water heater that is an immediate hot water heater. So it takes water right from the tank. The water goes through it, gets hot, and right to the shower. But anyway, I'll go through all this more later. This is just to show you kind of where we're at. We got to get these solar panels off his bed so he can sleep in it and get these jokers mounted. What is going on there? Oh, okay. Whew. I thought it was broken. I was about to say, uh-oh. Okay, so enough jibber jabber. Oh, look, he's got these all braced in here so they don't go nowhere. So when he drives down the road, it's smart. And then here's his dressers. Cool. And so far, everything is just kind of laying on the ground. So we're going to help him tidy all this up. But, oh, there's the fridge. Anyway, I'm going to turn this back off. And this charge controller is kind of lame because it has no kind of readout on it or nothing. The one that I ordered for the other panels will have a full-blown digital readout that tells you everything that's going on with your system and why they gave him this hunk of junk that does not, I do not know. And this is a... What's up? It's about 11 o'clock at night. We just got the frame for the awning built. So this is the solar panels for the awning. These are 2 of them. The other 2 are over there, as you can see. But this is our frame we got right here. I just got it all tacked together. That's it. But the solar panels are going to mount to that. I literally tacked it together right on top of the solar panels. so that way the solar panels are going to mount to that. Then we're going to put some sealant in between the panels, so that way water doesn't leak through, and they're going to act as the roof. And this should be extremely lightweight. I'm going to put some, this is video number 2 of the solar trailer series. We have the solar canopy built. It's about 11 a.m. at night. I'm tired. We're going to come back at it tomorrow, and we're going to build the frame for the solar panels on the roof. And oh, also, let me show you what came in today. Oh, no, this is the switch for the wind turbine. This is our brake switch for the wind turbine. That's a different project. But this is our Power Mr. Solar Charge Controller. Boom. This is the 60 amp version Solar Charge Controller, Power Mr. MPPT Charge Controller. And here we go right here. I'll show it to you. Excuse the frogs out here tonight, guys. They're obnoxious. Bam! 60 amp, MPPT, 60 amp, 12, 24, 36, or 48 volt, whatever you want. Max PV voltage, 150 volts. So this is one of the things, the reason why I like this controller. Oh, excuse me, I'm tired. Is because the operating voltage is pretty high. So for a 12 volt battery, you can put 150 volts of solar power to it, which is really easy to do, depending on how you wire your solar. So I've burnt up quite a few controllers because of just putting the voltage too high. And I've had cases where the controllers, the voltage is just so low that I hook one panel to it and I burn it up. So it's really important to pay attention when you order a controller that what that max PV voltage is, because if your panels are 200 volts output and your charge controller can only handle 150, you hook one panel to that joker and it's fried, it's toast. So that's really important to pay attention to. But another thing to pay attention to, this is going to be a 24 volt, excuse me, this is going to be a 24 volt system. So we can put up to 1440 watts to this bad boy. And we're going to have 4 210 watt, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 20, 30, 40, so that's 840 watts. So he can always add an additional 9, 10, 11, 12, 600 watts of solar to this controller if he wanted to in the future. So it's a little bit bigger than what we needed, but it's only $100. That's the price for it. And well, no, it's actually like 150, but I'll put a link in the description. And I've used this controller before. If you've seen my other videos, you will see that I have a solar golf cart, and in my solar golf cart I use this particular controller, and it worked extremely well. I've had issues where controllers, excuse me, I gotta go home. I've had issues where controllers with no load on them, no load on the battery, and solar on it all day, and the next day the voltage will actually drop on the battery. So that's what we don't want. Alright, what's up YouTube? I'm back again. We got the frame fabricated, everything's built and ready to go. So this is our AKA ladder rack thing we made, and it's going to house 4 solar panels on there, and 4 solar panels are going to go on here, and this whole thing is going to fold down beside the trailer and be able to put back up. So now I'm designing the hinge and our diagonals here and how those are going to work, and I need to go get some bolts to be able to do all this, but this is where I'm at. Just want to give you a quick update. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you in a minute once I get this fabrication figured out. Okay, just want to give an update. We have got the fabrication done for the most part, and the frames are mounted back on the trailer. As you can see, there's our canopy that folds down, and our rack is on the top as well and refastened back down, as you can see there. So we'll have 2 solar panels mounting on the front part that's on a slope, and then 2 solar panels that are mounted on the flat part in the back. And I removed the screws in the trim and attached the frame right where the trim screws were. And we got our cross supports to support the panels in the back here, and we cleared our unit on top. As you can see, we went over top of the air conditioning unit, and here is the flip out canopy, and here's my custom fabricated hinges that I made. They weld on to the side there, and then I have this piece, and then if you notice right here, I've got a pipe. There's a smaller pipe welded on the inside with another bigger pipe welded on the sitting on the outside that can spin. And then this is just how I'm going to attach the canopy. It's all just clamped up here right now, as you can see. But this part can spin, and so that is my hinge. So I'm going to slide this in here like this, and I'm going to weld it here, weld it here. Oh, can't believe I just caught that. Weld it here, and that's going to attach this frame to my hinge. And I've got 1, 2, 3. So there's 3 hinges that all will attach to our solar canopy up here. And then the last thing I have left to do is to weld those on, and then I'm going to be, sorry about the crickets by the way, and then I'm going to attach down here to the bottom of the trailer. I'm going to attach a piece of angle with a hole in it, and then I'm going to put a smaller piece of angle that bolts to it right here. That comes all the way up, and it goes all the way out to right about at this corner. There's going to be a plate that's welded on here that comes out and over, and there'll be a slot in it. And then I'm going to cut, in the angle you can imagine, I'm going to cut notches in it like that. And that angle is going to go from there down there, and it's going to come all the way up, and it's going to go through this slot. So that way when you lift this up, those slots, they're going to catch, and they go boom, and it'll fall in place whenever you lift it up to the right height, bloop, and it'll lock in, and it'll hold this canopy up. So you can imagine they're going to be going up like this through the plate with a notch in it, and so whenever you lift to the right height, bloop, that notch locks in, and that's how I'm doing this. I hope that made sense, but if not, if you wait just a minute, I'll re-update you in a second once I get that built, and you will see what I'm talking about. But this is the solar trailer, and I'm also going to be installing a piece of angle that I got right here that's going to go up top right underneath this channel, and it's going to sit like this basically as a drip edge. So that way if any water somehow manages to get underneath the solar panel rack on the top and inside here where I've got this gap here, then any water that drips down will go into my drip edge, and it will go out the back, bloop, and run out. So that way I don't have water coming down the side of the trailer here when the canopy is up. So just a quick update, making progress, slow progress. It has been raining every single day, so it's really kind of been holding me up, but bear with me, hang in there. I'm going to update you again, and you will see the rest of the project. Here, let me get back so you can see the rack on the top. It's going to be awesome. Well, you won't even hardly be able to see that rack on the top, but from a side view, it just looks like an awning on a cover trailer. But this will be a livable camper where you can live in it. It has the inverter, battery bank, the whole 9 yards, which whenever I hook everything up, I will run that run through that with you as well. So stay with me. Right now is the fabrication time. So almost done with the fabrication, and I will update you guys soon. Peace. It works. Check it out now, Funk Soul Brother. How about that? Not bad for a swinging canopy. Awesome. I wonder how heavy it's going to be with the panels on there. All right, now our hold up system. All right, a little more fabrication. I'll be back.